Okay, let's take a look at number 5 on our review for quiz. We're trying to find the missing sides in a 30, 60, 90 right triangle. Well, before we do that, let's take a look at our MCAS triangle. And let's identify the 3 sides of this 30, 60, 90 right triangle. First of all, we call the shortest side y. So y is the variable we're going to use to represent the shortest side. We call our hypotenuse y. That means whatever the shortest side is, the hypotenuse is twice as big. So if the shortest side is 5, the hypotenuse is 10. If the hypotenuse is 20, the shortest side is 10. If the shortest side is 12, the hypotenuse is 24. The hypotenuse is always twice as big as the shortest side. Well, this side here is called the side opposite 60 degrees. It's called that because if you circled the 60-degree angle and you drew an arrow to the side opposite, you'd bump into this side. Okay? And the side opposite 60 degrees is shortest side times radical 3. Okay? So now let's label our triangle in question number 5. We're going to cross off the variable. We know that this angle here has to be 60 degrees because the 3 angles in a triangle have to add up to 180. 30 and 60 is 90, plus 90 is 180. So I'm going to label my triangle in question number 5 just like the MCAS triangle. The easiest way to start is always identify the shortest side. When you look at the 3 sides, the shortest side is always called y. The next thing to do is to identify the hypotenuse. The hypotenuse is always opposite the right angle, and we call the hypotenuse 2y. And then that other side, the side opposite 60, we call y times radical 3. My next question, I say to myself, hey, do I have the value of y? And the answer to that question is no, I do not. I do not have the length of the side that we call y. That means I have to solve for y. So I have an equation here, 35 equals y times radical 3. In order to get y alone, I need to eliminate multiply by radical 3. Well, that means I need to divide both sides by radical 3 because multiplication and division are inverse operations and they undo each other. Radical 3 goes into radical 3 one time. I'm left with 1y on the right-hand side. 35 divided by radical 3. Well, radical 3 is approximately 1.7, but I'm going to use my calculator. 35 divided by the square root of 3 is 20.2, roughly. Not exactly 20.2, but roughly 20.2. That is the value of y, my shortest side. Well, if I'm calling my shortest side 20.2, then I have to call the hypotenuse double that, or 2 times 20.2, and that makes the length of my hypotenuse to be 40.4. I have now found the value of the 3 sides of my 30, 60, 90 right triangle. The shortest side is 20.2, the hypotenuse is 40.4, and the side opposite 60 was given as 35.